As we do about this time every Thursday, we visit with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Stephen, always appreciate you taking the time. I know coming off of a loss like last week, always a tougher week, and lots of questions about the struggles in the red zone. When you guys are meeting and dissecting the issues in the red zone, are you finding it more about the play calling or the execution?
I think whenever you look at something, it's everything. It's execution, it's play calling, it's your strategies, everything that can go into that. You take a look at, but sometimes you can read too much into things. Certainly, no one ever makes an excuse because everybody deals with injuries. But of course, offensively in the red zone, we were without three of our top five offensive linemen, and actually Tyler was just coming back for his first game after not being able to do a lot for 3 or 4 weeks with the hamstring. So, there's a lot of things to look at there, a lot of things to unpack, but at the same time, feel really good that, it's certainly something that we think that we can remedy in quick order.
Stephen, when we look at it as Cowboy fans from the outside looking in, and you watch a Dak Prescott, operate in the red zone, does it take some time, or do you think it's going to take a couple more games perhaps for he and Mike McCarthy to really get on the same page?
I don't think so. I think it's a good thing. I think they're on the same page. As you said, I think it's a matter of executing. I think it's a matter of, just getting, the right timing on everything. And, as I said, I mean, a lot of what we're wanting to do this year is we want to run the football. And, down in the red zone, the other thing that's happened to us is we put ourselves, with negative plays, whether it be a negative play for lost yardage or penalties. We end up facing, second and long down there in the red zone, third and long. And, that's a difficult position to have success if you put yourself in that position.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz, the home of the Cowboys here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, as well as the defense that played in the first 2 games. As you were sitting there watching the game, were you just in disbelief that the Cardinals were able to do that to your defense?
No, I mean, hats off to the Cardinals. I mean, their head coach there had a lot of experience against us, and hats off to his game plan. And, I think ultimately we got everything adjusted to. I think the second half, we played much better on the defensive side of the ball. We gave up some big plays in the first half. Of course, we had the one letdown, at an inopportune time when we were trying to stop them, get the ball back, and they make another run at it. We turned a receiver loose on a big play. And then, of course, defensively, unfortunately, we were, they converted some of those big plays in their red zones into touchdowns. So, I think, hats off to them for having, a good game plan. I think we ultimately responded to it. And, it's kind of a journey in the NFL when you're playing 17 regular season games, and feel real good about, how we'll respond and move forward in a very positive way.
Stephen, can you give us any update on those offensive linemen? I know a couple of them were limited today. Tyron Smith didn't practice. Can you give us any update on their availability for Sunday?
Yeah, we feel really positive that, we're going to get a couple of them back, and hopefully that'll be the case, barring any setbacks. And don't know that we'll get them all back, but, getting a couple more back to join Tyler, who's come back, and Steele would be a big plus. And, at some point here, I don't think it's too far around the corner to where hopefully we'll get, all 5 of our people we thought would be starting for us this year, to have them all on the field at the same time. It's certainly important, as you well know, in the offensive line to get that continuity, and certainly helps the offense in terms of executing and making things happen.
Of course, I'd rather see them all healthy November, December, January,
right.
February than maybe September, early October. Stephen, with the Patriots coming to town, Zeke Elliott has a bit of a homecoming. I know you've gone through this with many players that wore the star on their helmet, and when they come back, especially a special one like Zeke. I know he said all the right things in a conference call yesterday, but from a personal level, does it get a little emotional when you see a former player like that coming back?
Absolutely, and especially stars like Zeke. I mean, has done so much for this organization. Nothing but much respect for what Zeke Elliott stands for. Certainly know he'll probably play at the very top of his game. Usually is the case when we see players that have played for us in the past, and we have to play against them. As you can imagine, they usually play at the very top of their game, but no one has more respect for Zeke than Jerry, myself. I know our Coach McCarthy and his staff and our players, think at the absolute tip top in terms of what Zeke is as a man, what he is as a football player, and what he's done for the Cowboys. And at the same time, know he's a great competitor and know he'll do anything and everything to compete and help his Patriot team in any way possible to win a football game. So it's going to be, we got our hands full. We're playing one of the greatest coaches of all time, and Coach Belichick, and know he'll have his guys ready to play. Know Zeke will have his A game, and we've got our work cut out for us.
You do, but hopefully next one we're talking about how you guys beat those Patriots. Stephen Jones, always appreciate the time. We'll visit next week.
Great being on, guys. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line.